Hi everyone. Um, yeah, I know I'm late, I'm sorry. But I had a lot of stuff on my mind today. I'm gonna tell you guys the truth, right? On tomorrow, not on Wednesday, but tomorrow, I'm supposed to be doing a collaboration with another tarot reader on Instagram, and they don't to my knowledge, they don't really know about this channel, and I usually link Real Justice Tarot to this channel. But as I'm beginning to take my passions a bit more seriously and I'm beginning to unify with other people, now I'm stuck having to think about the optics of fucking hell, like the optics of telling the world that I'm literally being, I'm literally an unlawful social experimentee, a gang stalking victim, a directed energy weaponry experimentee, a fucking pharmaceuticals experimentee, like having to consider the optics of telling people the reality of my situation versus me, me kind of advertising myself as a tarot card reader. Because the thing that I've always tried to do when it comes to my tarot readings is incorporate my gang stalking situation into it. Like in my readings, I do not hide or shy away from gang stalking. I don't shy away from talking about it. It's something that I've never done. But people who are on my page or people who are following my page, they don't see everything that I post. I've got multiple accounts. They don't see everything that I post. So with me collaborating with this person who is like dope, by the way, like, yeah, I already like her. Like, I already like this person. She's awesome. But, they have more followers than me. So I have to consider the optics of my situation and collaborating with this person. Because the way it works is that as soon as you know about it or as soon as you become aware of the situation, you're basically dragged into it. And that's why I try not to collaborate with anybody. I try not to, because I don't want anybody else dragged into it. There was one time where I was talking about not a high profile actor, but like quite a notable actor who had been basically been targeted in much the same way as me. And I was talking about it and I was basically getting it off my chest, only for them or their agency to say, you know what, let's just stay away from this person because of everything they've been talking about online. So that's the thing that always concerns me when I'm working with new people, is that the optics of the reality of my situation, because none of this is false, none of this is made up. There's evidence all over the shop about everything that's going on. So it's just having to consider the optics of working with other people who don't necessarily know about gang stalking or want to know about gang stalking. And TIs are we already go through so much. We already go through being demonized in the media whilst we're dying left and right. We're already going through, us being demonized or slandered as meth heads or paranoid schizophrenics, or, we're already going through being slandered and everything else. And people want to believe it, not because they want to believe the worst in us. They just don't want to believe that their world is actually worse than they think it is. Believing the slander about us and carrying it forward is an evil thing to do. I'm not saying it isn't. But look what's behind that. A lot of the times it's not personal. People don't want to believe that there's community-wide stalking going on. The people doing this to me don't even want to believe what's going on. The ordinary person doesn't want to believe that, directed energy weapons are being experimented on citizens. They got bills to worry about. They got families. They don't want to consider that, neighborhood watch might not actually be used as neighborhood watch, but instead being used as a new Surtsit song. Like, people don't want to consider that. If even people who are involved in the gang stalking don't want to believe that gang stalking is going on, and and don't want to believe that it's going to lead to something even worse than what they're doing to me, if they don't even want to believe it, then what are the chances that ordinary people are going to want to believe that? So working with somebody who is not a TI, who doesn't know how it works, like, how do I navigate that? As much as I like this person, how do I navigate that? And how do I bring new followers and kind of navigate the fact that they might find it too scary and then just say, nah, fuck it. I'm not trying to have this. I'm not trying to have this. This is too fucking scary. Like, what happens if, if I lose all of, if I gain followers just to lose them again? Like, I don't want my expectations to be raised just for my wings to be clipped again. And that's something that all my life I've always avoided. And it's resulted in me being underpaid for my skills. It's resulted in me not living the life that I know I should be living. It's resulted in me underutilizing my skills. But in a lot of ways, it has kept me safe, because I've seen what happens to targeted individuals who get what they want and who are successful. There have been gang stalking victims similar to me who have just had the most horrific stories. People who are successful people just had everything taken away from them almost overnight. And not to mention the conservatorship abuse issue. Oh my God. Like, and people, that is easier to do than people think it is. That's easier to do than people think it is. Oh my gosh. And that's another thing that I have to consider if I want to be wealthy. The conservatorship abuse issue. Do you seriously think as a TI, they're going to fucking let me just soar off into the clouds financially and then, like, not try to section me so they can get all the money? So I'm having to stay under the radar, focus on simplicity, focus on just to keep myself safe, because I know as soon as I start climbing any higher, as soon as I show my real excellence, because it's happened before, as soon as I show my real excellence, as soon as I show my real talent, as soon as I show my real capabilities, as soon as I climb too high, here comes the directed energy weaponry torture. Here comes the acoustic torture. Here comes the gang stalking. Here comes the taunts. Here comes this. Here comes that. As soon as I show any level of excellence in my life, here comes the bullshit. And it's not personal. Again, it's not personal, but that's what they do to every single TI who shows their excellence. So this life of being a TI, you end up trying to be mediocre, settling for a life of mediocrity, and settling for a life of mediocrity, and letting your illnesses call the shots just to be able to survive. So you become more of an illness than a person. And I have to consider all of these things when I'm trying to elevate myself professionally. And that's why I almost didn't promote my Real Justice Tarot channel on this page, but you know what? Fuck it. Let the chips fall where they may. Real Justice Tarot does not shy away from any of this. That's literally and directly what my page is about. I don't shy away from anything. I don't shy away from anything. It's just that if I'm going to succeed and I'm going to progress in my life, I can't do it the normal way. That's all it means. Can't do it the normal way. And I used to think that was a bad thing, but the only thing I wish is that it didn't take torture, literal torture, for me to realize, you know what, I'm worth more than this. I'm worth more, you know. But yeah, I went off on a tangent, boy. The point that I was trying to make was that I worry about collaborating with people, especially with people who are not in my situation. Because as much as I would like the followers and as much as I would like the clients, it would make me, you know, it would certainly take me from being a hobby to a legitimate business, you know, because I'd like to get off benefits at some point. But I do worry about collaborating with people, and I do worry about bringing people on who have more visibility. I do worry about that. Because it's just like you have that little bit of hope and then it's ripped away from you. But, you know, I made this video because I realized that having hope isn't the point. The point is to tell the truth. The point is to tell the truth. If I can do it in a way that entertains people and makes people, you know, makes people laugh or makes people feel like their targeting experiences are just a bit more bearable because of what I've spoken about. Like if it, you know, if my tarot readings make people feel just a little bit better about their situation, like, you know, if people feel like when they come to my channel, they're not living two different realities, then I've done my fucking job. Like, regardless of whether or not I'm being paid for it. That's what Real Justice Tarot is about. It's about people like me not feeling like having to, you know, not feeling like they're living double lives. And when I say people like me, I'm not talking about just me. I'm talking about TIs who like the occult, who don't believe that the occult is devil worship, and who actually understand how the occult works. And yeah, sure, they're few and far between, but that's who Real Justice Tarot is for. People who understand the world exactly as it is, that need to feel validated that their experiences are not a lie, because it's not. That's who Real Justice Tarot is for. That's what my channels are for. That's what my exposure is for. I don't like constantly talking about my vulnerabilities and my thing. But the thing is, it makes people feel like they're less alone. So how can I take that away from people? It makes people feel like they're less alone. There are people who know exactly how this world is and they feel alone all the time. And if I can make them feel like they're not, I can make them laugh, or I can make them, then I've done my job. Fuck a paycheck. I've done my job. But yeah. If you want, and assuming it's still on, there is a full moon reading on Real Justice Tarot. I'm going to be joined by another tarot reader. The daily readings will be up. I haven't compiled them onto my Instagram yet, but you can check them out on Twitter if you want. They're already on Twitter. And as for my vocals, they're on T.I. Fabian Deacon Vocals. You know the drill. I will leave the links in the description. But yeah, I get worried about collaborating with people, but it's not about collaborations. It's about the core function of Real Justice Tarot. And if those of you who understand the core function are still with me, I love you guys. Keep sticking with me. All right. I love you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.